Yes, and we're live. Yes, hello, everyone. We have one person viewing. Oh, no, it's not just one. A lot of people already joining. So, welcome. I'm so happy to have this live today. Today, I have Joe Salinas with me, and we are so excited because we are going to share um, a few things and how we work with AI about how to get sales from AI, because most people are actually using AI mostly to create content, to generate content, and then to optimize content, to edit. It's all about content, but very few people are actually using it to monetize that
Mm.
content. And today we're gonna cover that in this live. Hi, Joe. Hi, so happy to have
Hello,
you.
hello. No, I'm very excited. Thank you for inviting me. This is such a huge topic, and I feel like AI has just transformed how you do business online. But so many people just don't know about it, and
Yeah.
yeah, excited to go through this.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And it keeps transforming actually, because
Mhm.
and it's happening. I think most of the companies, especially huge companies, but also now I see it in the smaller and like one person companies as well, are they are all focused to, to build something with AI, to implement AI, to get efficient with AI, to optimize resources, to fire some people
Mhm.
or replace them with AI. But very few people are actually looking into what's happening with the actual buyer and to
Mhm.
their customers. And I see a huge shift in this right now, and it's I think still um, every online merchant or seller is trying to optimize for Google
Yeah.
optimization and for ranking in Google so that they get clients organically. But actually, there's new research from this year that shows that um, already more than 60, I think 67% of the buyers are starting and asking AI
Yeah.
about brands and about products, which is actually huge. and,
Mm.
and what is happening right now is that they don't there so there's no page 2 on the AI
Yeah.
results. Just
Yeah.
give me one, so recommend me people for this product and to solve this problem, and you get 3 names. And then you also, out of those 3 names, well, sometimes there are actually 6, maybe 7, but that's it. And then out of those names there's always a blunt recommendation when it comes from AI, and then it states like 1 or 2 names, like 2, it gives you 2 options, and that's it.
Yeah.
And if you're not present in those, if you're not there, then you're invisible for 67% of the buyers. and that's and
That's
that's
huge. I feel like you
yeah,
we used to live in an era where if you had a really good product, a really
yeah,
good value, you are going to get found. Now the floor of how much people can offer with AI has been raised. Everybody has a newsletter, everybody has a book, everybody has a podcast, whatever it is. But it doesn't matter how good it is if it's not getting in front of the buyer, they're never going to know about it. So that's
yeah,
really what you and I have been talking about and trying to tackle, and I think we have some
yeah.
good resources.
So with today, we try to close that gap actually. Yes, and maybe before we start, because guys, we have prepared also some slides for you, and we're
Mhm.
gonna share them just in a bit. And if you have any questions for at any time that we
Yeah.
talk about this, please feel free to share them in the chat. Today with Joe, we are talking about how to get sales from AI, or how to get AI to sell for you. Um, and we're gonna deep dive into this just in a bit. How I got into this topic, actually, I think the first time when it got me thinking was when so I was promoting one of my courses, and then I got an email from a potential buyer who told me something like, I like the way that you're writing and your products and your services and your content, but I asked AI and they asked Gemini, if I'm not mistaken, and it knows nothing about you. Okay. And I was
Oh,
like, "What? Really?" And then it got me thinking. And then I actually went deep into this and started. to look into this, so how to optimize my content so that actually I get into those searches, into those search results
Yeah.
and recommendations from AI, and started tweaking a little bit my content, and also especially my sales pages actually. So I edited my coaching page I don't know how many times. um, and to be honest, I have never promoted this service, and because of my 9 to 5 job, and I have very limited spots, but my spots are always full. And just few months after this, I got a a discovery call booked with, and I always ask people, so how did you find about me? And this person said, I asked ChatGPT. And I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
oh, yay.
That's awesome.
Yes. And yes, and I actually I got this this person then become my client, my high ticket client actually.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
And then I
awesome.
went deep into this, and then I get a few more examples. I do get free subscribers from AI because Substack does mark this, so they track and give us
Mhm.
insights if it comes from AI. But I also started to get paid members, like founding members from. I got one from Claude as well,
Wow.
and and it's really great. And she shared this publicly in my chat, so it's not something, it's not some secret. So she just because I always ask my paid members to introduce themselves in my chat, and she said, I found Yana through Claude. I was like, oh, wow, amazing. So
No, that's so
um
cool.
yeah, what's your story, Joe? How did you get into this topic?
Yeah, for me, it was very similar. I had somebody that actually read my I have a workflow that posts my Substack articles with a teaser into LinkedIn, and somebody commented on a LinkedIn post, and just said, "Gemini sent me here. Now I have to read this long post to figure it out, to figure out why it sent me here." And he commented that on my LinkedIn, and then I started looking more into it, and there's just such a deep and a really growing well of customers and readers and just audiences that are not going to find you if you are not thinking about AI. And that is
Mhm.
just, I mean, you look at any AI use chart that you can think of, that line is going straight up.
Yeah.
So to me, not moving to AI means the pie that I am serving within organic search or within just Substack audience is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And there's this other pie that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm just not using it. And to me, that's just stupid. I it,
Yeah.
it I'm working hard to provide value, and if I am neglecting a whole audience of people who who are gonna and when you think about the people who I try to serve at least, it's CEOs, it's executives, the people that I coach, they are short on time. So if they can go to Claude or ChatGPT and ask one question and it points them to my page, that to them is so much more helpful than going to Google and have to scroll through 2 or 3 pages. So I still optimize for organic search, but always I keep close in mind AI search, AI search.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you are one of the very few creators on Substack, where I see content that is with the science of AI optimization, actually. Because there is a, when you go deep into this, there is a certain structure that you have to follow, and
Yeah.
it's under search engine optimization, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, one of the few things that I do, for example, is there are a few things that I have probably 25 pages on there that but
Yeah.
I frequently ask questions at the bottom of
Yeah.
posts.
Exactly.
That's something that has really been a big driver for me because when people go to Claude or ChatGPT, they're asking a question about something.
Yeah.
So if I have one article and I can answer, the main questions that people would ask to get to my article are these five. I go ahead and add them at the frequently asked questions spot at the bottom. That's been
Yeah.
a big driver.
Which reminds me that I have to add I frequently ask questions to to one of my subscriber benefits posts actually.
Yeah,
Um,
it helps.
it helps.
Maybe our next tool can be a frequently asked questions generator for.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a very great idea. Why?
So for everybody here, this is how the thought process happens that leads to products that we come out to. There's a need and it has value, and how can we make this easier for everybody else? Um,
Yes. So now I think
yeah,
we can share our slides. Um, because we have prepared actually two ways for you to show you how we optimize our content in our sales pages, and also how we do outreach for with AI, so that it helps us generate more sales,
hmm,
not just create content. And yeah, and then maybe before that, few words about us. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Yana, and I am the creator of the Unplugged newsletter on Substack. I am a bestseller with more than 10,000, actually 11,000 subscribers as of now, with
well,
500.
congratulations.
Yes, paid subscribers. So I'm halfway. I'm my halfway up to the second bestseller tier
That's
actually.
awesome.
Yes. And I am focused more on monetization. I am helping people grow on Substack, but I also write about a lot about AIs and automations because that's my passion. Yeah, Joe, maybe a few
That's
words.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm an AI strategist. I work with coaches. I work with CEOs and executives on coaching, consulting, fractional AI work, and founder of Leadership and Change. So everything really that I learn about the intersection of leadership and AI, that's what goes into my newsletter. As I learn it, I share it with everybody else. That leads to all my content. And within the last, I would say, 4 months, started two online businesses. One is Kazora, which is an platform to interact live with other creators. Yana is one of our Kazora
Yes.
creators, Kazora experts, and then also co-founded newslettercompass.com. And Newsletter Compass is an AI toolkit for creators. So it studies your voice, and then it provides gap identification, subject line analyzer, SEO, just anything that you need on. So it's an AI toolkit for creators. So that's what I've been focusing on, constantly trying to find, w- is there a better way to do what I'm already doing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's also my approach is very similar. Everything I build, I do it for myself. I test it, and when it works, I then give it to my subscribers.
Yeah, where are guinea pigs?
Yeah, of our own businesses, I guess. Yeah. So for today, we have prepared just really few slides, and we're gonna also show you how we work with the tools that we have built, and we are will be very happy to share with you today. To do exactly this, to close the gap between using AI predominantly for create content, and using AI to actually monetize that content and
Hmm.
get you clients. And yes, as Joe just said in the chat, please ask questions in the chat. We'll make sure that we answer them. If not during the, the conversation, then we will stay after that to make sure that we
Yeah,
cover everything.
yeah,
Right.
sure.
Yeah. So um so we're going to cover two ways to do that actually. One way is the inbound, so you get clients inbound from AI search and recommendations. That would be my part, and I have prepared two tools for you, and I'm going to show you how I use them. The main problem that it solves is that it will instantly give you it will audit your sales pages and your
Mhm.
articles, and it will give you across 10 different elements or areas, and it will give you instant recommendations about how you can optimize for AI discoverability and also for search engine optimization, by the way. um, and it will also give you a ranking with with specific points out of 10, and it will give you also a very short summary, and I'm going to show you just in a bit, because it's important, because big part of the buyers is already are already on AI, and they are searching for products and services in AI, and not so much on Google and not so much on social media.
Mhm.
And they even the thing is that they trust now AI um, about your products and services. That's how I got a high ticket coaching client out of ChatGPT, and I'm getting founding members from Claude, and also from Google, by the way. Yeah, so I think we can move to the next
Yeah,
one.
and by the way, what you were just talking about, SEO discoverability and, sales page optimization, those are the kind of services that firms charge tens of thousands of dollars for, to do
Yeah.
for businesses. And they probably use some of the same tools that we're sharing with everybody right now.
Yeah, that's a great note, actually, Joe. And because I also, in my 9 to 5 job, I also work with agencies that are optimizing, like for the company that I work in. Yeah, so I work in a bank, and they offer and support the bank with search engine optimization and also AI. They claim that they optimize for AI, but actually, what they do is not so much. It's
Yeah,
predominantly focused on Google, because that's what they know.
yeah.
It's very new, and almost everybody is behind, and very few pages are actually optimized for AI discoverability. So that's why it's so important to start doing it now. Um, yeah.
And Haley
So
asked a question. She said, "I found that when I optimized for AI discoverability, I got an AI soup of keywords. It was only a basic prompt." Really, that's to me, context is key in everything. And that's where, to me, there's 2 options to do this, to do things. It just depends what kind of person you are, how much time you have. One option is to actually pull your sleeves up and just do a ton of research. Because when you just ask a basic prompt to AI, it's gonna find everything on the internet that's remotely written about what you're asking. It's gonna look at the average response and provide that to you. What
yeah.
we did is we did our research, we found those tools, we found what worked, what didn't work. We tried a bunch of those things. And then with that, we built the context that is powering the tools that we're sharing today. So,
Mm,
I mean, some of these tools have 20, 25 pages of context behind them, that are powering some of these things. So the context really is the key for that.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. And if I may add here to you, Joe, it's not just keywords. There is very different algorithm, if I may say,
Yeah.
algorithm. Um, between standard search engine optimization and also AI optimization, because Google is looking for keywords, and it's all about the keywords when it comes to standard search engine. But with AI, um, it's more about it's more about um, you as a authority. So you actually have to create a content such contents that makes AI confident so that it can recommend you
Mhm.
in the search result. So the question is more about how to make AI confident that my content is recommendable. That's
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. And that's one of the pieces. Get found by customers. To me, that's 50% of the work. The second 50% is you reaching out to partners. So no longer customers, but partnerships, sponsorships. If what you are doing is truly valuable, and anybody who's here on this call, I mean, you're trying to see how you can become more valuable, how you can get more outreach with the work that you're putting in. You're building an audience, and there are other organizations who want your audience. They want to have access to that. You've already built trust with them. They want to use that. So how can you put yourself in front of those organizations? That's something that I've been working on for a while. And I've built an outreach dashboard with Claude that identifies the right partners for me. It's landed me most recently a watch deal with Doxa and a few other deals that I have going on through sponsorships, and a lot of work has gone into that. With AI, there are ways that you can skip a lot of that legwork and really focus on the outreach. You still have to do the outreach yourself, but how you approach those partners, who you reach out to, how you reach out, what's the strategy behind reaching out, all that is what we are also packaging into what we're offering today. So
Yeah.
we have both a custom GPT if you're a ChatGPT user. We also have a Claude artifact and we're gonna show both shortly.
Awesome. Yeah, maybe we can move to the actual hands-on part. So for everyone who is joining just now, are here with Joel, and we are talking about how to get AI to sell for you in two ways. One is inbound, so how to get AI to recommend you in front of potential buyers, and then the second part would be outbound, so how to use AI to make a proper outreach to potential partners, collaborators, and brands for sponsorships. And we are now at the moment where we actually will share with you how the tools that we have built for ourselves and we are now also be able to share with you are actually working. So yeah, let me share my screen. So I have built two. I call them two tools. They are actually prompts, but they are n- I don't know how many pages, 10s, like 20 something pages of prompts. Um, which I created for Claude, but I actually recommend to use them in all of the three major AIs, and if you want also Perplexity, so Claude,
Mhm.
ChatGPT, and Gemini, because every model will give you slightly different recommendations,
Yeah.
um, and also the prompt is built in such a way that it will give you recommendations across 10 areas that I have put in the context of this prompt. And it also gonna give you some additional. So I asked it to analyze this analysis. So we go a little bit meta here, but so analyze this analysis and tell me, is it good enough? And if it's not good enough, what would you add on top of it? And
Mhm.
then every AI gives a slightly different response. So those are. Let me share my screen now and actually show you. Okay, now um, it's yes, I am here, and now we're gonna see the live. Okay. So I have prepared two tools actually, and those are that's one of the tools. It's basically a Google document with the first page being how to use this tool, and there are two versions of the prompt. This one is for analyzing your sales pages, and then the other one is for analyzing your articles, because the elements that you need to have in the articles and in the sales pages are a bit different. That's why I separated them, and it's actually, let me see, yeah, it's 11 pages of prompt
Mm.
uh, for Claude, and then for the other AIs, it's a slightly adapted. It's the same prompt, but the output of the formatting of the output of the analysis is a little bit different, just because Claude can very beautifully visualize in the
Yeah.
chat how to the actual audit and recommendations, whereas ChatGPT and Gemini really struggle with it, and they basically give you an HTML code that you could you could copy and paste somewhere so that you can see it in a HTML. So what let me show you. This is actually my coaching page, the one that I was talking about in the beginning of this live, and it's a very basic page where I describe my coaching service, and with some testimonials and what's inside and so on. And I use this page to analyze in those three tabs with Claude, and let me start from the beginning of this chat, with ChatGPT as well, and with Gemini. And if you want to, and here is with Gemini. So if you want to, I can start it again with a new chat so that you see how this works. I just don't want to take too much time, so I just created it today before the live so that I can show you the three different results. But let me know in the chat if you want to start it all over again. So what I did, when I'm in Claude, I copy this prompt, like the entire prompt here, and paste it in the chat. And then I said, analyze my sales page, which I just give it the link. We have to make sure that it's publicly this link of this page
Mhm.
is publicly visible on the internet. It's not something hidden or unpublished or paywalled. Um, and I pasted the prompt here. And because Claude knows a lot about me, it skipped the initial questions, but usually it's going to ask you a set of questions so that it makes sure that the context that it gets from you, I would really highly recommend to answer those questions, especially if you're not using the AI very
Mhm.
much. Um, but if you want to skip it, you can say just simply use your knowledge about me and get additional context from the actual page if you're confident that your page has enough elements and information already. Um, Claude just skipped it here and started the analysis, and then it's gonna and then it gives me a very detailed analysis about about my page, and it's really um, like actionable, with some suggestions how can I edit it. And what's curious, I really want to show you, is this summary here.
Mhm.
I asked it to create this executive summary with some. You see how many critical things I have to optimize, including the typo in the in the actual link. I noticed this.
It happens to all of us.
Yeah. I noticed this typo a while ago, but I already have shared this page on so many places. I have added links, so I decided to just keep it. And
It shows that you wrote it and not AI, so
yes, it's me. Yes, yeah, five fingers on my.
there's a human behind it.
It's a human. Yes. Um, and what's also interesting is that so I do have some green lights, that's great, but I do have a lot of red and yellow flags, and it gives me 4.5 out of 10. Which is quite interesting because I'm already getting clients from AI with
Mm.
this page, which comes to prove that we're still early into this. So it's really, now would be the perfect time. If you're not
Yeah.
doing this already, you have to start now. So what are the 10 blocks, the elements? So outcome, in the headline you have to have a outcome, a very clear and specific outcome, clear deliverables. About this is a sales page, we are talking about a service and a product, not just an article. So clear deliverables, well, what's inside of the product and or the service. A name, it looks for a name which can make you stand out and differentiate you from others. So if you can name your product or service in a specific way, that would be great. In my case, it's my coaching is based on my Substack Quest framework for growth on Substack. It's a Substack coaching, but it gave me a yellow, or shall I say orange, type of um, mark for just because I didn't name the actual service in a very good way. I do have a frequently asked questions section, but obviously it's not enough according to Claude. It looks also for about section just because it looks for like I shared previously. It needs to enough information to become confident that it could recommend you in front of potential buyers. So you need to convince AI that you're the right person for this service. Um, and then who is this for? Who is this not for? So that it uses this for making sure that it recommends to the proper person. Then an actual problem that you solve with your product and differentiation, you have some proof that this works, or and proof
Mm.
this comes with in different ways and different forms, like results, screenshots that you have achieved, to prove that whatever you're offering actually works, and also some social proof, also some recommendations, feedback, testimonials from other people. One single clear call to action per page. You don't want to have any links leading anywhere else but to the purchase, to the actual checkout of the service. And freshness signal, it also looks for fresh content, for relevance, so that it makes sure that it's actually relevant, it's not something outdated. So those are the 10 areas for the sales pages. And then it gives you like this interactive type of thing, which is very convenient for me, when
Mhm.
it says what's wrong and then what's the fix. And then you can easily go through each one of those and then implement to your sales page. Or because Claude is already very, um, very smart, you could actually ask it to rewrite your page.
Mm.
That's also, um, I mean, if you want to go faster with this. Another way to approach this is to actually, so that, let's say you have, for example, 10 pages to audit, and you also plan to create 1, 2, 3, I don't know, a new sales page, let's say, for a new product or service. So you could just simply ask Claude, once you give it this prompt, then you could ask Claude to, um, based on this analysis with this framework, to turn this into a skill, and to help you, for this skill, to help you create optimized sales pages, so that you don't have to use this prompt every time. And that's actually what I did for my content. And then the skill is also, you can ask it to enhance the skill with some context for you, so that it doesn't have to ask you questions, and to personalize it actually to work better for you. Um,
Oh,
and
that's
maybe that,
amazing.
yes, thank you. Maybe it will be a good time to pause and see if there are some questions. Are there any questions?
Oh, that's awesome, Haley.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, this is months and months of work on Yana and
yeah,
building this, so all you have to do is really download it, and what I do with these kind of tools and really long prompts is put them into Claude and say, "Can you build a skill out of it?" So that
yeah, exactly.
anytime I ask for optimization of a website, you go through this whole thing by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah, I'm gonna add this into the instructions so that you can have it here. So the next thing that I do is basically the same, but I make sure that I copy this prompt from here into ChatGPT. And then it goes with slightly different format, and then it starts again. Using the same 10 elements, like areas for optimization, and it goes really detail on the optimization, so that you can do it step by step. And there's also the summary with what what's wrong, what's okay, what needs to be maybe slightly tweaked. But it gave me, as you can see, every model is different. So ChatGPT gave me 6 out of 10. So obviously my page is better optimized for ChatGPT. Maybe that's why I got clients from ChatGPT. And I have to optimize a little bit more for probably for Claude and Gemini. But it's not optimal, so it needs to be like better. And I did also the same with Gemini. And again, I'm not going to repeat this, so you will also get again the summary across all of those 10 elements, and the score is again different. So here I got 5.5 out of 10. So I do need to work a little bit more for Gemini and for Claude, but ChatGPT is kind of better. So here you also see the platform specific. So author subject correlation, where it needs this for like to be more confident to recommend me. Then platform specific technical terminology, that's a bit too much, like a bit away from what I'm doing.
Mm.
But obviously it's important for Gemini. Um, and obviously I meet its requirements actually because it's green. And it also gives you a way to export to sheets. Then next, what I would do, I would copy this from Gemini and also from ChatGPT, this entire analysis, and paste it into this analysis of Claude and ask it to make me a summary with all of the, like, based on all of AIs, to give me a comprehensive summary with implementation instructions, so that I make sure that it's optimized for the 3 AIs. And that's basically it. And yeah, any questions so far? Any comments? Do you ever find AI giving you feedback that goes against what you've seen convert for new clients? Hmm. Um, Interesting question. Um, Actually, uh, everything that I do with AI is infused with a lot of context of what I'm already doing. So it's somehow guided um, uh, based on my frameworks and on my models, which I developed for conversion. And my conversion is, um, I would say, I don't want to show off, but I'm focused on conversion, and I make everything to keep it high. And my newsletter is above, so it varies between 5-6% to above 8 and 9, and sometimes, so for people coming from notes and recommendations, it's about the highest that I have hit was 11.9.
That's awesome.
Yes, free to paid subscribers conversion rate, and also my emails are very well converting. And overall, overall of my entire email subscriber base, buyers versus non-buyers, it's about 7% now. Which is relatively high. Industry average is about 1 to 3%.
Mhm.
Um, did AI recommend something that is not working? Sometimes yes, but I think it's also yeah. Thank you. Uh, I think it's also about how you ask it and um, how much detailed is the question,
Mhm.
um, and how much context you give it. Uh, do you have, Joel? Do you maybe have anything to add to this?
No, I think 2 things could happen. One is the client that you got was just a luck find almost, and you don't wanna base everything off of that one client, which is possible. It's like whenever you have a customer that's really upset for whatever reason, they scream the loudest, and a lot of companies change everything over that one person when they're not the majority. So that is possible. Another possibility is you just haven't taken long enough to describe what your target audience is. And because AI has to make assumptions, and it is very possible that you didn't provide enough information. Um, for me, I have to spend a lot of time exactly telling AI this is who my target market is. And if it doesn't know that, it's going to have to guess, and sometimes that's going to be wrong. Um, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It just happens. It's all about the context, actually. The more detailed instructions you give it, and the more information it has. So I have a lot of, I think, about 50 to 100 pages of context within Claude, and also within GPT. About
That's awesome.
I have an MCP server with all of my data from Substack and ConvertKit, like Kit now,
Hmm.
um, with all of my subscribers, their buyers, products, events, content, performance, like everything. This is private. It's not so that it's compliant with privacy. But so based on this, and I regularly update this analysis and then optimize and improve and update this context. And because of that, it has a lot of knowledge about me, actually.
That's awesome. Let me get back. We got kicked out, and we're trying to figure out why, but we move on. So I was showing everybody the artifact that we created, the outreach artifact on Claude. So we'll just keep going, like pretend nothing happened. Uh,
Yeah.
so
So
we were talking about to give a recap for those who haven't seen the whole. We're looking at a product bundle that we put together that does two things. First, you have the um, creator to customer or creator to audience. So how can you get more sales? How can you optimize for AI? How can you reach a wider audience? And the second piece is tools to reach out to partners and to start partnerships. So leadershipandchange.com is my URL. This is what the exact page that you would get, and you would have access to it as long as you have a free Cloud account. You're not going to have to pay anything. Your value proposition. So I'm going to say um, uniquely human focused and bringing value at the intersection of leadership and AI to executives and CEOs. By the way, I rarely type. I use Whisper Flow for everything. So I'm just using that now. My best proof point, um, Substack bestseller, built 4 businesses using uh, this exact system, multiple sponsors, and looking to grow from there. Writing sample, uh, I'm just not gonna add a writing sample. We suggest that you do so that it knows your voice and how you talk. And in my target prospects, let's see the MBA. I think the MBA would be interested in what I'm doing. So what do they do? A professional sports. Why they would say yes? They get access to execs for ad deals. Okay. I'm going to add one more. Let's say Visa. Finance, cards, reach leadership with credit needs. Doesn't matter if I have a typo. And this is where the magic happens. Everything is powered by, I think, 20, 25 pages of information that we've put together. And using that information, it is going to outline your whole outreach strategy. For these change a lot, so it doesn't. You can ask Claude to pull them. It doesn't pull them automatically because of how often they change. But you can find the contact email addresses in any of these, and I Claude just died on me. Okay, I am doing a commercial for Claude right now, and it's disappointing me.
it
Let's try.
happens. So technology is a bit
Oh,
frustrating.
technology. Okay. Um, let do you still have the other page? I can load this. The other page that you were running that
Yes.
analysis. Do you wanna show that
Yeah,
while I reload the information on here? I think my
let's do
page
that.
timed out. When the video timed out, I had it on for too long.
Yeah, okay. Let me share my screen. And let's see what Claude actually did for my article. And here it is. So a very long step-by-step analysis. And maybe let me show you the summary. So as you can see here, we don't have just 10 elements, but much more. And they are all of the elements that you need for optimizing content, for discoverability, also for search engine, but also for AIs. Then the title. So we have an opening paragraph. Um, then the structure of the text inside of the article, a primary keyword, then paragraph length, and then data and citations, because of like for authority, the author bio, frequently asked questions. So I don't have this. So I have a pretty mm, big part of them already yellow. Obviously, some of them I skipped. The one is the frequently asked questions. I'm just not comfortable yet with this, but obviously, Joe, I have to take your example, and start adding those into my content. I only have them for my sales pages, and obviously it
Mhm.
works. I have to try it to my article as well. Um, then internal links, I do this all of the time, and so I have the yellow here. So external authority links. So in your articles, it's good to have links to some of your other articles, but also to some external um, sources of information. For example, I have I have cited a research from Beehive. Then it goes to the meta description, like the technical stuff, the URL swap, which is also important for Google and search engines. The freshness signal, it's also important for both of them. And then call to action and AI. So it also gives me AI entity clarity. So it looks for entities, like meaning that it looks for Yana as a person who has authority enough so that AI gets, like Claude, get confident to recommend me. Um, and then it goes and creates this like this summary again with the elements, and I also have a score. Now I'm 5 out of 10. So I'm halfway I'm halfway through it. and you can do that, and I would highly recommend to also do the same exercise with ChatGPT and also Gemini, so that you see what you get out of them. They won't give you this beautiful interactive HTML within the chat, unfortunately, but that's why I tend to start loving Claude more, Joel, like you, because of those nice things that it has now. Um, but it will give you the insights from a different AI perspective, and also, as we saw with my sales page, most probably it will give you also a different score. Um, so yeah, that would be for the article. And Joe, let me see if we have some questions. I hope we don't get interrupted again.
Oh, I know. I know. Do you wanna go
um,
ahead and drop the link, while we wait for some
I
questions?
Yes, I did. I shared it in the chat. So, guys, we have prepared um a very accessible product for with all of those 4 tools for you on Gumroad. It's a collaboration product between me and Joel, and we have also prepared a very special 25% discount for people who joined in this live. And I just share it in the chat. So let me share it again. It's with the discount applied already. Um, and yeah, it's really based on with all of the tools that we just shared, and also um, with all of the instructions that you need in order to run them. And Joe, I see you're ready.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I just had to refresh the page. I had timed out, but I added my information again. I added Visa, and this is what it looks like right now. I just added one prospect, high
Yeah.
priority. It looks at Visa. Visa, it gives you information about the company, what your strategic angle is, why they would say yes. So it looked at what my platform is. It looked at what Visa would be looking for and found the intersection of what they would be looking for as I try to sell myself, my value to them. It even gives a first touch message, subject line, sponsorship opportunities. I'm reaching on behalf of leadership in change, blah, 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 given Visa's leadership in global commerce. This is why you'll be interested in partnering with me. These are my sponsorship formats. And it even gives you a follow up strategy. If no response is received within 5 to 7 days, send a brief and polite follow up. Really following, uh, you know, best practices for what has worked for us and what our research has also shown us that works. And this really is ready to go, ready to use for me to start reaching out to them.
Awesome. Yeah. And that's for the brands, but you could also do it for collaborations and
Yeah.
for anyone you could actually want to reach out. I think that's a huge roadblock for anyone who needs to implement this activity into the business. I think it works and it helps in any kind of business, but it's like somehow when you hear about reaching out and then you roll your eyes, you know. It's
That's a really good point because here when you can set if I'm reaching out to another newsletter, if I'm reaching out to a podcast, another
yeah,
creator, a SaaS tool, an agency, it will optimize the message based on what you're doing.
yeah, exactly. Um, so it's a great way to create the proper message to make sure that your positive response rate is actually higher
Yeah.
and success rate is better. Awesome. Right. So it's great that we didn't have another interruption in, in this live. And yeah, any questions so far? I think not, not so much. Yeah, so for those of you who joined maybe after or before, after we started or after the interruption, we just shared with Joel two ways how we use AI to get sales from it in two different areas. One is inbound, so how to get AI, how to get discovered by AI so that it recommends you and sends you clients for your sales pages and for the articles. So I have created two huge prompts that you could use to optimize your articles, which you can actually give them to Claude and create skills out of them, so that you make sure that your articles are optimized when you are actually creating them. And Joel shared his two tools for outreach, for outbound outreach, to potential clients, also high ticket clients, by the way, not only collaborators or partners or sponsors, but you
Mhm.
could use Joel's tools also to create um, the outreach messages and also a dashboard for outreach for high ticket clients, potential new clients. And we have compiled this in a Gumroad collaboration product, which we just shared with you, and we have prepared for you a special 25% discount only for this live. And we were very excited to share this with you today, and hope we find it helpful.
Mhm.
I see we don't have any questions. As a summary of what we just covered, maybe before we wrap this this live up. Um, so we covered how we shared how we came up to this. So we shared how we are using those tools and how we're actually getting clients. I am getting coaching clients from ChatGPT and
Mhm.
also founding member clients, and it's because I started optimizing my content for AI discoverability, and that's the result of it. Now I turned this into tools which I can now share with you, so that you can do the same. And it's important because if those of you, if you stayed with us within the demonstration, you probably saw that my coaching page is actually not very optimized, but it does send me clients,
Mhm.
which is a proof that we are early into this. So it's really important to start doing this now before
Yeah,
everyone
now's the
else.
time. Now's the time to get started.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think we don't have questions. So I guess with that would be all from us today. Joe, do you have anything to add at
No, that's
the
it. Yeah, we're gonna send this link to everybody in our subscribers list, but they're not gonna have that 25% off discount. So that's only for everybody who's been watching live. But yeah, anytime that you have questions, please reach out to Yana, reach out to me. We love just uh, getting to know you and talking to you and just seeing all the wonderful ways that you are bringing value.
Yeah, Chris says great presentation. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you. And thank you all for joining. Even after the interruption, we make sure that we compile this live into just one recording and share the recording with you as well later today with Joe. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.